one of the things that I think is going to be difficult is that we do credit our freedom, our financial freedom, our economic freedom, and a lot of it for the innovations that have created a great amount of progress in the last 50 years. So at the one hand, we recognize, wow, we don't want to move away from that too quickly because look at what it's created for us in terms of wealth. But on the other hand, we all recognize that you can't just build wealth. There are issues of equity, fairness, credibility, and other things that have to be a part of financial regulation as well. There's lively debate among the finance faculty over what types of regulation need to be there. But my usual answer is by analogy. Finance has created a financial superhighway. The road is very wide, and things move along it very quickly. Some will argue that there aren't enough stop signs and stoplights, and others will argue that there are too many stoplights and stop signs for us to be globally competitive. Just like a road transports me from point A to point B and does it efficiently with a minimum amount of risk and a reasonable time. A lot of investment banking is about the transfer and the trading of risk to go from person A to person B. So I write a mortgage on my house. The ultimate person that owns the risk associated with that mortgage may not be the person who actually signed me up for the mortgage. The financial innovators and the investment bankers figured out very effectively how to move risk, how to transfer risk to make sure that the people who wanted it were the people that got it and got a hold of it, and it moved. And so in this world of transferring and repackaging risk, they became very effective at it. But in a capitalist economy like American's economy, it's important that the people who want to hold the risk are the ones who can get it. And that does mean that there needs to be some efficiency in a California homeowner who writes a mortgage having that mortgage eventually held by someone in Iceland or whatever it is. That's the movement along the superhighway from person A to person B. Now, the people in Iceland may not know a lot about that homeowner and their credit risk in California, and some people who have driven that security along the superhighway may have done so irresponsibly. So then the question comes, when we have this very wide financial superhighway, we have this ability to create cars that are very powerful, that can certainly exceed the speed limit, that might be used by people to make dangerous decisions while they're on the superhighway. How much do we want to criticize or condemn the people who built this really nice road that's nice and wide and there's no visual obstructions and there's passing lanes and there's all these things that you can do, or do we want to criticize the people that are actually on the road? And so I guess my position is that we need to be careful that we don't just condemn this wonderful thing that has been created, the financial superhighway, but we do take into account the fact that not every driver on that highway, in fact, sometimes quite a few drivers on the highway are not driving responsibly. So we haven't really married the freedom of the superhighway to the responsibility.